Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to reading for the week of November 27th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here. You have this passage card and this new beginnings card. I don't know, every single person has had something about a new beginning this week, so, just could be one of those weeks. I think this whole entire time that we're in is all about new beginnings anyway. Pluto and Aquarius, literally, and also Uranus and Taurus is, I think people forget that Uranus and Taurus is extremely innovative and can just lead to new stuff. So, and again, next time, I would take advantage of it now. People always say, like, why every single reading do you talk about something new? I'm like, well, because next time you have this opportunity, you will definitely be dead. So that's why. It takes, 280 whatever years for Pluto to come back to Aquarius. It takes, 84 years or whatever it is for Uranus to come back to Taurus. So, again, you'll definitely be dead. Sorry to tell you, but, I would take advantage of the energy because, I think we all have an opportunity to create really great stuff in life. And it could be anything. It could be, you creating a, positive relationship. It could be you creating a business or a piece of art in the world, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But as long as it's something, like I would make it something. Again, I always tell people it's like you want to catch the waves in astrology. And, with Pluto and Aquarius, I would definitely be catching the wave of putting something out into the world that creates a positive example, whatever it is, right? And it could be your attitude as well. It could be anything. You have the Page of Swords here. Excuse me. Something's got you curious. We go down this way to the Sun and the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, like needing to learn as you go. So I don't know, it is popping into my head that some of you could have recently discovered like a new hobby or a new interest. And I feel like this could turn into something that is either just really fulfilling or it could even turn into like a side hustle or something. So, if you've recently picked something up, it is popping into my head. I would let go of a past person here. I do get that energy. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading as well. I don't know, this looks like someone who's stuck on you with the Ten of Swords. And, the weird thing is, my feeling on that Ten of Swords is that this person, it's almost like they blame you, is what I get here, Gemini. It's almost like they're putting the blame on you. I don't know how else to say it. It's like they are saying they stabbed you in the back, but they're saying that you stabbed them in the back, but it was them. So I don't know. I would avoid that situation. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? I always say, and you air signs get this card like crazy. So this is definitely something I would pay attention to. Is anything that you're putting work into, is it worth it? Are you getting a result? And if the answer is no, time to move on to something in your life where you are getting a result. It's like I always see readings like this very weird because it's almost like a sandwich, right? It's like this is really, really good right here, but these two rows have the Nine of Swords, which I consider the Nine of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot. And then you have the Ten of Swords, which I actually don't mind the Ten of Swords in general. But it's just kind of like weird how it's set up. It's almost like the reading is saying, a change in direction is going to lead to, all this happiness and joy and all this other stuff. But it's like if you stay stuck, here, Three of Wands. Three of Wands could be an energy of being stuck. He's looking out onto the horizon, basically. He's looking at these boats. But he needs to see those boats as an opportunity. He needs to look at them as a chance for him to move into the future. A lot of people read this as your ships coming in, which it definitely can represent. But, as I always say, those ships are pointing out of the harbor. So, to me, it really represents an opportunity. The true story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking at that water, but it looks like the desert. It's golden in color. But when he looks closer, he sees the ships and he realizes it's water. So, I always look at this as a card of looking at an opportunity where it's like maybe you don't see it as an opportunity at first, but the closer you look at it, the more of an opportunity it becomes, right? And this could be like a new job opportunity, a new adventure, a new beginning. Clearly, you have the new beginning card. You have the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Fool here. So, I definitely say this is like something new. Let's see. With the Page of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly. It's kind of funny. You actually see this. I feel you see something that was a stuck situation very clearly. It's like you see that it was stuck. You see that it wasn't worth it and, all this other stuff. So, I don't know. I kind of like when Gemini shows up as the Queen of Swords anyway. So, I feel that's good. With the Seven of Pentacles, yes, working on things that actually produce results. I think this is true for everyone right now, that we really need to focus on doubling down on the good stuff and doubling down on what provides the best result. If you're doing things that don't provide a result, it's either time to pivot and make something provide a result or find something else. And this is in all areas of your life. Eight of Pentacles is a card of apprenticeship and learning. So it definitely says you might have to learn some ways to make something worth it. And are you kidding? With the Three of Wands, you have the King of Swords. I do not like these two together. To me, they're the worst divine counterparts. It's like, clearly someone's still watching you here, Gemini, but it's like you're on two different paths, but they both end in a new beginning. Fool here and the Ace of Wands here. Very interesting. It's almost like, it's like, the way I'm seeing this in my head might sound weird, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's almost like this is your person, here. It doesn't matter what gender, right here. It's almost like this person, it's like they blame you for, some sort of heartbreak or stab in the back thing, even though it was them. The Fool is telling me that they are having to continue a journey. Like they're having to start over is kind of like how I see this. It's like I see this as two people that are both having new beginnings, but it's a different type of new beginning. They're having to completely go through the Fool's journey again. The Fool goes from the Fool to the world, then starts all over again, but it's almost like this person learned nothing, and so they're having to repeat a journey. I feel like this is you. It's like, yeah, you were hurt, but I feel like this made you brave, bold, assertive, and ready for something new. It's like, again, we can go two different directions when something hurts us. We can become completely afraid of anything new, or we can go, I'm alive, I'm not dead, that wasn't that bad, so I'm ready to have a new adventure with the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. I feel like you are like more embracing your creative side, your creative energy. So it's like, this isn't a judgment on the past person. It's like they just haven't learned. So it's like they're going to have to repeat a lesson. I feel like you're like moving on to something new, plain and simple but it's more, it's like you've learned to be brave and bold and assertive and move towards something creative. You have this Shipwreck card coming up in the unexpected. It says, find closure at the end of a phase or a cycle. I feel like you see that this person would have been a shipwreck. You have the Sea Glass card. It says, your future is being rewritten. Metamorphosis. Yes, you are definitely going through, a metamorphosis or some sort of change, especially with that Queen of Wands showing up in your reading. And so, this is going to be a good thing. You have the Hangman, the Sun, and the Nine of Swords. The Sun does make a reading kind of like a little bit more positive, right? So even though you have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords, it kind of pushes it in a more positive direction. A lot of people have been getting the Hangman, and it makes sense to me because I think based off the astrology, a lot of us are just getting answers, on directions in life, or new directions that we could be moving in, new things that we could be doing, the list goes on and on. So, I feel like you're probably just moving in a new direction, and you are being enlightened to this new beginning. I mean, you literally have two aces. Two aces is definitely a new beginning. Two aces is a big yes to any question I haven't answered, but it's like saying if you're thinking about moving towards something new, the answer is clearly yes. You have the Sun, card of ultimate happiness, so a lot of joy and happiness. Again, I would focus on this direction here. Excuse me. I look at the Sun as also focusing on things that can grow. The Sun provides opportunity for plants to grow. So, I would look, the Sun is kind of like saying to me that you've learned what things in your life don't grow and what things do, and that's what I would focus on. You do have the Nine of Swords. And again, I feel like you're afraid of repeating a cycle, but at the same time, I feel at this moment you are choosing to be bold and brave and assertive. Her sunflower points towards the Sun, which is basically joy and happiness. She's holding on to one wand. So I really feel you're in this like very creative space. Like I said, I don't know how else to say it. With the Hangman, you have the Two of Cups, new love coming in for you, especially this way right here. Could be a Leo. Could be any sign. This is, of course, a general reading, but I definitely see a new connection here. With the Sun, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, and like another card of a new beginning, or something like that. But, could be a new beginning. It's also a card of being very independent. I feel that you are very independent at this time, or you're focusing on your own independence, and this is probably just increasing your abundance. But more importantly than that, I always say she has 3 pentacles on one side, 6 on the other. It kind of represents the fact that she keeps 6 pentacles for herself, and she's willing to give 3 pentacles to any situation that comes into her life. So this could be business, work, financially, or otherwise. It doesn't have to be like, those pentacles don't have to represent money. So I feel for a lot of you, it's not just independence. I feel you've learned like not to overgive. You've learned not to undergive as well. I feel like you've learned like what's just right in not just love either, all situations. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Definitely could be a fire sign. Again, I feel there's a little bit of a fear here of, repeating a past mistake. But, again, I do feel this reading is saying it's safe for you to love if you're looking for a new connection. You have this Juno card. It says partnership on it. You have this transit card, it says climate on it. I kind of feel like it's saying the time is right for those of you that want love. Even if you don't want love, I would say that, this is definitely, there's a lot of love here, So, even your last card says, don't worry so much about not finding love. It will find you. But what I would say is I kind of feel like the environment, the energy is right for you to find a new person if you want it. But I'm also getting, if you don't want love, that this is either a change because you have this Metamorphosis card. It's sea glass here. It's a piece of glass, starts out all sharp and dangerous, and it becomes, smooth and, safe when it's put into the sea. So, for a lot of you, it's like you've been in this turbulent time, and instead of, becoming sharper and mean or something like that, I feel like you've become much smoother and maybe just a better person overall. So, maybe these difficult lessons have turned you into a better person, which is great. You have the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. The Ten of Swords is about being stabbed in the back. So there's no doubt someone could have stabbed you in the back or done you dirty or something like that. But he's making this symbol with his hands here that represents a blessing. And literally the solution to the Ten of Swords is to have a new beginning. So, I personally believe we're in a time of new beginnings. Every single reading this week I've done so far has mentioned at least once something about a new beginning. So I would be taking advantage of this, and, I would be doing something with it, having a new beginning in some area of your life. It doesn't matter. I would look at it as like a reinvention. I think that for the collective to work with the energy, we have to reinvent something. It could be anything, or the way we see something, could be our perspective in life, could be a business, could be just a new beginning. It doesn't matter, but Ten of Swords definitely says it's time for a new beginning. You have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing. So I do see a lot of happiness coming in for you clearly. I mean, you have the Sun, this, and the Ten of Cups. And this all could just say that you are experiencing, a very positive new beginning in your life. This is your emotions overflowing as well. So, whatever is coming in for you, I feel is going to make you very happy. Could be a fire sign. Like I said, I kind of feel like this is you. You're like very attractive at this time. So you could be getting a lot more attention. But I also feel that you could be attracting a fire sign. Again, it doesn't matter what gender. I feel they're just like very brave, bold, and assertive. I feel like this person, I swear I've said this to you before as well, Gemini. I feel like this person has a life that looks risky in some way, but it's like not. I don't have a good example except for like, it's like maybe they're like a hustler, maybe it's like they have a side hustle or something that supports their lifestyle. And, it's like maybe to people on the outside, yeah, maybe it looks risky, but it's like I feel like this person has a ton of evidence that what they do is going to lead to like lots and lots of success, So again, I feel like there's maybe something unconventional about them. The Queen of Wands represents something unconventional because she has this black cat right here. And during the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky. But the whole point is that she doesn't care. She just likes her black cat. That's all she cares about. So it kind of suggests that she lives an unconventional lifestyle. She also has to take risks. She has no salamanders on her cloak like the other fire court cards do. And the salamanders represent protection from fire. She has a cat, not a salamander. And so she is not necessarily protected from risk, but she is kind of my card of learning as you go. She is willing to be brave, bold, and assertive and learn something as she goes. She doesn't need to know all the answers. And I kind of feel, number one, you could be attracting a person like that, or you could just be like that. With the Ten of Swords, I would be careful of this past person who stabbed you in the back. I feel like they're trying to rush right back into your life. This gives me the vibes of a person who, it's like everybody goes back to them, except for you. Here, Gemini, is what I'm getting. It's like, yeah, maybe everybody goes back to this person, but you didn't. So, I would be careful if this person's trying to be like, is this person really not going to come back to me? And I feel like the answer is yes, but I wouldn't like feed into their ego. You have the Ace of Cups, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a big victory, and Six of Wands also kind of represents getting out of a difficult time. The guy on this card, he's been to war, and now he's coming back successful after having been to war, so he's being cheered on for, successfully overcoming something that's challenging, and again, this could be happening for you. With the Queen of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. This is what you're looking for, something permanent, someone who's serious. I feel like everybody is kind of more looking for King of Pentacles type energy, and again, it doesn't matter what gender. King of Pentacles wants, I always say that, like, on a certain level, maybe King of Pentacles is boring, although I do not think this person is boring at all. But I think what could be boring about this person, if you want to call it that, is predictability. But again, I don't think it's boring at all. But I feel like maybe they have like a very predictable schedule, or they kind of, there's something predictable about them. But at the same time, again, I feel this person is like a risk taker or something like that. Definitely could be like a fire with earth, earth with fire, take it how it resonates. But, definitely a very stable person. I also feel that there is like everybody else, I feel you're working on stabilizing your finances. I mean, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, really good for increasing your earnings. Next in the area, the good stuff, are you kidding? You have the stability card. It says you will be stable and very prosperous. Make stability a top priority and commit yourself to consistency. You and Pisces, I'm telling you right now. I'm a Pisces with a Gemini moon. So, again, like I literally have to punch myself in the head every single morning and just say, just do the same stuff you did that's been working, right? And try, I do think we're in a time where, newness is extremely important. But I always say, follow my 80-20 rule, which is 80% of the time, I just do what works. 20% of the time, I try one of my crazy Gemini moon ideas. Like 99% of them definitely don't work. Most of them make me look like a dummy, right? But the ones that do work are totally worth it. So, but 99% of the time, I think consistency is going to be the thing that makes you very successful. I think, again, as a Gemini moon, I think consistency is hard for Gemini, and it's hard for me as well. It's like, this is the most consistent I've been with anything, is this tarot channel, right? But I think it's hard for Gemini people to like stick to something, because it's like, we want to explore, we want to go see the other side, we want to go see other stuff, how other stuff works in life, basically. But I think if you could find something that you can be consistent with, that's where success is going to come from. You have this card that says, don't worry so much about not finding love, it will find you. I think we're kind of like in a little bit of a time like this where love will find us. Like, we should be more focusing on, elevating ourselves, raising our vibrations, stuff like that, so that we can attract someone who also is doing the same thing. You have the Fool, 10 of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. 10 of Cups, of course, is fortune after difficulty, but also love. 10 of Cups is happy home, happy family. I really feel you could be attracting a very strong connection if you're looking for love. You could also be celebrating with a person in the near future as well. So I feel pretty good about this. If you're meeting a person, this is definitely like a celebration. This is definitely someone that you want to be with. And the funny thing that's popping into my head here as well is, like, I think just when you get bored of this person, like, not that you get bored of them, I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it's like, just when you think they're predictable, I think they do something that totally, it's like they reveal another layer. So, again, I do not think this person is going to be boring at all. You have this Ace of Wands. I think that everyone, literally, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure every single person this week has had the Ace of Wands so far. I haven't done fire signs yet. I'm getting to it, but, it's like out with the old, in with the new. I blame the eclipse in Libra we had in the middle of October, but also I think this is a good thing. Any new projects, any exciting new ideas are just going to lead to a lot of growth and abundance. You have the Fool, which represents taking a leap of faith. I do feel like you're kind of taking a risk on a person as well. So again, you could be taking a risk. And sorry, it felt like something was biting me here. But anyway, again, you could be taking a risk on a person, but I think it'll work out for sure. Let's see where this is going. With the Fool, you have the Strength card. Yep, definitely could be a Leo with like Earth in their chart or something. So, but take it how it resonates. Could just be a person who has a bunch of Leo in their chart as well, but definitely a new beginning. I almost get like second chance vibes here on that Fool, especially around work or business. If you've tried something before, like in work or business, and it didn't work out, I kind of see you potentially revisiting something, and I feel it's like saying it'll work out this time, whatever it is. With the 10 of Cups, you have the Magician. You attracted this into your life for sure. I look at the Magician, as kind of representing Gemini energy. I know a lot of people say Aquarius, but, I think that Geminis have a lot of this, have a lot of magician abilities, right? It's like Geminis are good at mastering multiple things, He has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. So, I kind of feel that. And what's really funny is that I've been talking about this for years, right? I meditated on something in like 2016, and I started talking about this, how I saw this like circle in my head, like one of those graphs, or I don't know what you call that. Not a graph, but it's like a circle with connected circles around it, right? What do they call it, like a spoken wheel graph or something like that? Whatever it is, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I was literally seeing this for people. I've been talking about this since 2016, that I felt that in the future, people would have to have like a main circle and then have these little circles around it, but those little circles should be complementary, to that main circle, right? It's like, and, I basically haven't been wrong. Like, I think that, in the future, more and more people are going to have to basically be have to kind of create their own brand. When you think about it, that's basically like what social media is causing people to do, right? But it's like, imagine if you created a brand around your job that you really loved, right? If you, or even if you don't have a job, right? You imagine if or if you don't have your dream job, imagine if you created a brand that talked about whatever that was, and you had a bunch of supporting stuff around it. I don't know. My idea is crazy. I need to think more about it so that I can maybe put out a video about what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, if you could create something like that, I think you could be very successful. But again, if you're looking for something to do as well, I would be looking for more support, is kind of what this reading is saying. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Normally this would be a bad thing, but it's showing up in the area of the good stuff, which tells me that you're taking a risk on like something new. You have this flowers card. It says happiness on it. Tons of happiness in this reading. So I feel like this, maybe like new levels of stability are creating happiness. You have this apple. It says temptation will test you. Past person. It's like maybe they look really good, or, maybe they're good in bed or whatever. But, I would be careful of this past person. I feel like they're up to no good. You have this ear. It says good news. So there definitely could be good news coming in for you. Again, there's so much happiness here. It wouldn't surprise me. You have this wedge. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend you want. Every single person. I don't know what's going on, but for like the past 3 weeks, I've been getting cards like this where, it's like there's like people interfering in relationships. Could be a past person. Could be someone that's like getting involved in something new. So I'd be careful of that. You have this ant. It says work, achievement, success. Yeah, definitely a lot of success in this reading. So I see a lot of happiness here, though, Gemini. Looks amazing to me. I feel like you just need to keep moving forward. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.